Hey, everybody, welcome back to Lead Full Circle. My name is Graham Adderholt, and today's short episode is titled Fixing versus Understanding. And we have all fallen in this trap before, but when someone brings us a problem, we oftentimes jump in and try to provide a solution. We try to give advice. We try to push forward in a certain direction instead of remaining quiet and listening and trying to understand that individual first. And it may come from a good place. We want to help. We want to move forward. But the reality is this. Most people are not looking for a fix first. Most people just want to be heard and want to be understood. As leaders, I think we deal with this a lot. Someone on our team brings us a problem. Maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they're stressed. But before we even realize it, before they even get a sentence out of their mouth, we're jumping in trying to fix the problem. Try this, try that, do this, do that. Instead of what really should be happening at that moment is remaining quiet, listening, and understanding the roots behind their emotions in that particular case. Don't be quick to fix. Slow down, listen to understand that individual. Hey, this same dynamic shows up in our home today also, with our spouse, with our kids. After school one day, I remember Caroline brought me a situation she dealt with that day, and I was quick to try to fix it. I wish I would remain quiet and just listen to her explain herself and explain kind of how she dealt with this particular situation. That'd have been so much better instead of me jumping in, trying to fix it and make some very quick corrections on my end as a dad. Instead, I should have just remained quiet and listened to her try to explain herself in that moment. Again, same thing with our spouse. Be slow to fix. We have to remain quiet and listen. I think men, we struggle with this a lot. Our wife starts talking about this particular situation. We want to jump in and fix it immediately. However, that is not always the best way to handle it with our wife, with our spouse. Listen to them. Try to understand their feelings behind whatever it is you're working through as a married couple. And I think about my line of work. When I deal with a frustrated parent, a parent may come in my office hot, worried, frustrated. I mean, it goes on and on, the different emotions that parents feel, and deservedly so. But instead of me trying to say, hey, here's a policy, here's our procedure, here's why we did what we did, I have learned through the years the best way to handle an upset parent in my particular avenue of work is to remain quiet and let them explain themselves. Listen to them. Let them be heard. Also, to take it one step further, instead of fixing something immediately, to try to understand the situation better, especially when you have an upset parent sitting in front of you, ask some very important questions. Ask clarifying questions to take the conversation a layer deeper. And that will also show the parent that you do care. You are hearing their concerns. So when you ask those very specific questions, it just creates a more positive communication there in that very intense moment at times. So again, my advice when you're dealing with an upset individual, remain quiet, be a really good listener, try to understand their emotions behind what they're telling you, but also ask very specific questions that will go a layer deeper within that conversation. And I know this for a fact. Once that individual feels like they are being heard and you're trying to understand them, the tensions will decrease. Their shoulders will drop. It'll become more of a relaxed conversation where you can talk through whatever it is they brought to you instead of trying to quickly jump in there, fix something. And that a lot of times comes across like you're trying to move on to the next thing. You're trying to rush along the conversation. You don't care about what they're saying. Slow down, listen to what they're saying, ask very specific, thoughtful questions. So here's the important takeaway from today. A great leader is not the one that fixes things the quickest. A great leader is someone who allows others to be heard and understood. So understand first, fix later. I think that can really make a difference in how you lead at work, how you lead at home with your family, with your spouse, with your kids. And thank you so much for tuning in to Lead Full Circle. Continue to lead well at work, but even better at home. And I will see you next time.